Dear soul, the angels are guiding me at this moment to deliver a message you may have silently waited for, without even having the courage to admit it to yourself. The restlessness you've been feeling these past few days, that inexplicable sensation that something is hidden, is not a figment of your imagination. This person's silence, so deep and dense, hides something very strong, something you will discover even today. Often we believe that silence means absence, distance, or disinterest, but the angels show me that in this case it is exactly the opposite. Behind every unspoken word, there is a feeling so intense that this person couldn't find simple ways to express it. They fear being judged, fear not being understood, fear that, upon opening up, everything they've built as a defense will crumble all at once. Now imagine a lake, calm on the surface, but beneath it holds strong currents moving forcefully, restless, wanting to emerge. This is how this person is, serene on the outside, but taken over by emotions they themselves don't know how to contain. And you, without realizing, are the reason for all of this. Your presence, even when distant, provokes in them a whirlwind of sensations, memories, and desires that can no longer be ignored. Before continuing the message, write in the comments this mantra: I am worthy of true love and I accept the revelation that the universe prepares for me. Now continuing the message, the angels show that this person has maintained silence not for lack of will, but because there is a deeply rooted fear. Perhaps at another moment in their life, exposing their feelings meant losing, suffering, or being rejected. Therefore they created an invisible protection, an armor made of silence and absence, believing that this way they would be safe. What they didn't count on is that the feeling they have for you would be so strong, so true, that protecting themselves would become a prison. Yes, dear soul, this person is trapped in this silence, trying to find the right way out, the perfect moment, the exact word. They want to free themselves, but they still don't know how. What they haven't realized, and you perhaps haven't realized either, is that the key to opening this prison is in the small things, in a look, in a simple gesture, in a welcoming word you can offer, or even in your choice to remain present, without invading. And this is where the angels want you to pay attention. You have much more power over this situation than you imagine. Your energy, your way of being, your sensitivity are the most powerful tools to transform this silence into words, this fear into courage, this hiding place into a safe space of surrender. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your life are not mere coincidences? Why does this person, among so many others, occupy your thoughts so frequently? Why, even trying to distract yourself or carry on with your routine, do you feel, from time to time, an invisible call that makes you think of them? The angels explain, when there is a true, deep and spiritual connection, silence is never a void, but an invisible bridge that unites two souls who, even when apart, continue to touch each other in ways that reason cannot always understand. This person is afraid of not being enough, afraid of having lost the opportunity to be by your side, afraid that, upon breaking the silence, you will no longer be available to listen. But the angels also show that there is within them a force greater than fear, the sincere desire to get closer, to reveal themselves, to show who they really are, without masks, without defenses, without fears. And you, dear soul, are you ready for this revelation? Are you ready to hear what this person has to say, even if the words come trembling, laden with insecurities, and perhaps even with some confusion? The angels ask that you keep your heart open and welcoming, for this moment is closer than you imagine. There is something very important you need to know. This revelation will not only be about her, but also about you. By listening to what is hidden behind this person's silence, you will also discover aspects of yourself that you may have kept hidden out of fear of facing them. It will be a meeting of truths, of vulnerabilities, of souls that recognize each other not only by what they say, but mainly by what they silence. Now imagine this person, alone at some moment, perhaps sitting on the edge of the bed looking at their phone, wanting to send a message and deleting it right after, taking a deep breath, gathering courage, rehearsing the words they would like to say, but freezing with the thought, what if she no longer wants to hear? What if it's too late? This scene, which the angels show with clarity, reveals the size of the internal conflict she lives with, and at the same time, it reveals how significant you are to her. For if you were not important, there would be no fear, no hesitation. The angels whisper, that is, they subtly show that it is necessary to respect this person's time, but also not to let your own time be imprisoned by waiting. Keep yourself open, but never still. Available, but never trapped. Confident, but never dependent. What I'm about to reveal to you next may change everything, but that's not all. There is something even deeper happening that you need to understand. Did you like this first part? Do you want me to continue with the second part, or would you like to adjust something? Dear soul, now that you have begun to glimpse what is hidden behind this person's silence, the angels want to lead you to an even deeper understanding. Her silence is not just an empty space. It is a fertile field where memories, desires, fears, and above all, hope accumulate. She hopes that you understand without her having to explain. She hopes that you notice without her having to expose herself completely. And this hope, silent but resilient, keeps her connected to you, even when the world seems to pull you apart. Have you ever wondered why this person simply doesn't speak? Why she chooses silence over clarity? The angels explain. For someone who has been hurt before, silence is a shield. Someone who has seen their feelings disbelieved or ridiculed builds a fortress around themselves, where only the worthy may enter, those who know how to wait, those who have enough patience and sensitivity to understand that the best things in life do not shout, they whisper in the heart. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments. 8. The end of a phase is near and a new one begins. I am ready to receive. This number represents, according to the angels, the energy of transition and transformation that is about to happen in your love life. Now, continuing the message, this person whom you may see as cold or distant is not aloof because she doesn't feel. On the contrary, she feels so much that she fears being consumed by this intensity. She fears that by getting closer, she will lose control of the emotions she carefully tries to contain. That is why she prefers silence, prefers distance, prefers disguise, even if all of this costs her the peace she so desires. The angels show that there are nights when this person wakes up in the middle of the night with a tight heart, thinking of you, wanting to send a message, call, hear your voice. But at the same time, there is an inner voice that paralyzes her. What if she has moved on? What if I am no longer welcome? And so, day after day, she remains silent, living in this conflict between the impulse to open up and the fear of being rejected. Dear soul, the angels also ask that you know, this situation is not a punishment, nor a trial imposed upon you. It is, in fact, an opportunity for growth for both parties. For her, it is the chance to learn to trust, to allow herself to be vulnerable, to express herself without fear. For you, it is the chance to learn to perceive love in the subtlest gestures, in meaningful absences, in silences full of meaning. Have you noticed how sometimes looks speak louder than words? How a message that was never sent can be more powerful than 1,000 declarations? The connection that exists between you two transcends what is said. It is a bond that pulses in what is unseen but felt. And now the angels show me a very important detail. This person is preparing. She will not remain silent forever. What prevents her from opening up today is not the absence of feeling, but rather the healing process she is still going through. She needs time to understand that loving is not weakness, that expressing herself is not a threat, that showing what she feels for you will not be a risk, but a liberation. At this very moment, dear soul, she is reflecting on everything she has lived, on the choices she has made, on what she has lost and what she can still recover. And this reflection, though silent, is shaping a new path. The angels ask that you, in this time, remain steadfast. Do not let yourself be corroded by anxiety, doubt, or fear, because what is hidden behind this person's silence is about to emerge in a surprising way. And now something very important. If upon reading this message, you felt that it resonated deeply in your heart, that it seems to have been written exactly for you, consider, with care and gentleness, making a donation through the Worth a Lot button. This gesture helps to continue bringing inspiring and enlightening messages to so many other people who, like you, need to hear words of comfort and hope. Your contribution is valuable support so that we can continue to spread this network of love, faith, and transformation. The angels thank you for your generosity and remind you that every good deed returns multiplied. Now back to the message. You might still be wondering, but does she really think about me? Could this silence actually be a sign that there is nothing left? And the angels answer clearly, she does think about you, much more than you imagine. But what happens is that for her, thinking about you is a mix of pleasure and pain. Pleasure in remembering the good moments, your presence, your essence. Pain in realizing how much she has lost, or fears losing, for not having been able until now to overcome the barrier of her own fear. This person's silence is not an absence of feeling, but an excess. She keeps every memory, every gesture of yours, every word exchanged. She keeps them because these small treasures are what keep her connected to you, even when she seems far, away even when she hides. And now the angels show me a symbolic scene. It is as if she has a letter in her hands, written, ready, but still without the courage to send it. The content of this letter is everything she would like to say. How important you are, how much she misses you, how much she regrets having chosen silence over presence. But the moment is coming. Have you noticed that in the last few days some signs have begun to appear? Maybe a song you both used to listen to played suddenly, or a memory surfaced out of nowhere, or you even felt an inexplicable anguish. These are signs. The universe is preparing the stage, the angels are guiding the hearts, and this person's silence is about to be broken. But that's not all. There is an even greater force in motion, leading you both to something that goes far beyond words. Dear soul, now that you understand the hidden intensity behind this silence, the angels ask that you be prepared for something even greater. There is a force in motion, silent but unstoppable, driving this person to the limit of their resistance. What once seemed like a choice, to stay away, silent, indifferent, has become a burden too heavy for them to bear alone. With each sunrise they wake with the same feeling. Something is incomplete, something is missing, and that void has your shape, your presence. And even though they try to go on with life, distract themselves, dive into work or routines, your absence speaks louder. They miss your understanding gaze, your soft voice, the comfort only you knew how to provide. Perhaps you wonder, but why then doesn't she come to me? Why doesn't she break this silence once and for all? The angels explain. She fears not finding you available anymore, fears that time has erased or changed the feeling that once existed between you. And above all, she fears exposing herself and not being welcomed. For someone who has experienced many rejections or betrayals in the past, silence seems safer than the risk of being hurt once again. But what this person hasn't realized yet is that by remaining silent, she is also hurting herself. She is slowly suffocating her own feelings, sacrificing the chance to live something that could be extraordinary, just to protect herself from a pain she is already feeling, the pain of distance, of absence, of longing. The angels show that, at this very moment, she is about to be driven by a feeling stronger than fear, the love she feels for you. This love is overflowing, escaping through the cracks of the resistance she has built. And that's why the signs are intensifying. Have you noticed? Small things happen around you, making thoughts of her arise almost uncontrollably. A place you both used to frequent, a phrase she used to say, or even a perfume that suddenly passes by you and makes you remember her with an inexplicable force. But nothing is by chance. The angels are at work, creating soul encounters, synchronicities, invisible impulses that bring you closer, even if physically distant. Before continuing the message, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message, this person is being led little by little to realize that maintaining silence is like building walls that only imprison her, preventing her from living what she wants more than anything, the possibility of reconnecting with you. Imagine now, dear soul, this person sitting in a place she used to frequent with you, perhaps a cafe, a park, or even at home, holding an object that reminds her of you. She looks around but realizes that nothing there can fill the space that has been empty since you drifted apart. She takes a deep breath, closes her eyes, and deep down, wishes she could go back in time, rewrite history, act differently, but knows that's not possible. What is possible, and the angels are encouraging her to do this, is to take a step forward, break the silence, come closer, even with a racing heart and trembling hands. This moment is getting closer, and you need to be prepared, not just to listen, but to welcome, to understand. Perhaps she won't come with grand speeches or rehearsed declarations. Maybe she won't even be able to look into your eyes right away. It might be that the message arrives in a shy way, through a brief text, an emoji, or a simple, almost casual invitation. But know this, it will be the greatest effort she has made in a long time, the materialization of all the internal struggle she has faced to overcome her own fears. The angels ask you to keep an open heart, without haste, without demands, just with the willingness to listen, welcome, and feel. And now, dear soul, the angels are sending you a very special sign. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 5. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels, my lucky number is 5 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. If this message touched my heart, I show my support with a thanks a lot and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. This gesture, besides being a way to acknowledge your connection with this message, also amplifies the current of love and support that we are building together. The angels want you to know you are not alone in this process. They are by your side, guiding each step, protecting your heart, and also taking care of this person, encouraging them to finally open up to you. What will happen soon is something that can deeply change the way you see not only this person, but also yourself. You will realize that true love is patient, silent when necessary, but always strong enough to withstand time, doubts, and fears. And this person, as much as they have been silent until now, is, at this very moment, feeling that they can no longer delay. They feel the urgency, the call, the irresistible impulse to break the silence and get closer to you. But that's not all, for what they carry inside is more than a desire. It is a need, a decision that has been maturing for a long time and is about to materialize. Dear soul, now that you have realized that this silence is a fortress built with fear and longing, the angels want you to understand something even deeper. This person did not choose silence as absence, but as a form of protection. They believed, for a long time, that they should not show weakness, that feeling too much was dangerous, that talking about feelings was opening a breach to be hurt. And so, they remained closed, distant, hidden behind a behavior that, to the eyes of an outsider, seems like coldness, indifference, or even contempt. But the angels reveal that inside this person is in ruins. The silence did not protect them, it only isolated them. And now, alone with their own thoughts, they revisit every moment they lived with you, every conversation, every look, every detail that seemed small, but that now they realize as essential. The angels show that many times you also felt hurt by this silence, interpreting it as rejection. And perhaps you have asked yourself countless times, what did I do wrong? Why don't they just talk? Why do they seem so distant? But dear soul, the angels say clearly, you did nothing wrong. This person remained silent, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much. And now, the internal battle they face is painful and exhausting. They see themselves before an abyss, where on one side is the safety of remaining silent, protected, and on the other is the risk and the wonderful possibility of opening up to you, of confessing everything. They feel of building perhaps a new path by your side, but this leap still requires courage, and it is exactly at this moment that the angels are acting, encouraging them, pushing them, strengthening them so that finally they can break their own barriers and get closer. Meanwhile, you may feel the anguish of waiting, of uncertainty. You might have thought at times about giving up, leaving behind, forgetting this story that seems to not move forward. But the angels ask, do not rush. Do not close yourself off to love, just because, at this moment, it presents itself in a silent way. There's a process happening, a healing taking place, a transformation that will require patience, but will bring unimaginable rewards. Now imagine this person lying down at night, looking at the ceiling, with teary eyes, thinking about you and mentally repeating, "Does she still think about me? Has she already forgotten me?" This thought consumes her more than any other. The fear that time and silence have erased you from her life is what scares her the most. But the angels say, you are still present, intensely alive in her memory, in her heart, and in her thoughts. And now the angels invite you to do a very powerful practice. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, that you would like to forgive. Visualize each one of them, send love, and say, "I forgive you and set you free." May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Forgiving doesn't mean approving what was done or accepting the pain you felt. It only means freeing yourself, ceasing to carry weights that aren't yours, making room for the new, for the true and full love that is about to arrive. Dear soul, the angels show that forgiving this person, even before she comes to you and explains herself, is the first step for this reconnection to happen. Forgiveness dissolves the invisible barriers, softens the paths, creates an energetic field conducive for love to flourish again with more maturity, more awareness, and more surrender. This person needs to know, and the angels are making sure she feels, that you are open, that your heart is welcoming, that there are no judgments, only the sincere desire to understand and, who knows, start over. And the angels show me something beautiful. This reconnection won't be like before. It won't be a repetition of the past with the same mistakes and the same pains. It will be a new chapter, written with more truth, more maturity, more love. But for this to happen, it's necessary to let go of everything that no longer serves you. The resentment, the distrust, the pride, the fear. This person is already breaking down her own defenses, but she also needs to feel that, on the other side, there is space for her to be who she is, without demands, without expectations, only with acceptance. The angels say that when she finally breaks the silence, it will be in a sincere way, perhaps even awkward, but absolutely true. And you will then have the opportunity to choose, to move forward, build something new, or close this cycle with gratitude and lightness. Either way, the most important thing is that this silence will be broken, and the pain it caused, both in you and in her, will turn into learning, into strengthening, into love. What I'm about to reveal to you next can completely change your perception of this story. But that's not all. There's an even deeper revelation about her feelings, something that will surprise you in a way you can't imagine. Dear soul, now that you've opened up to forgiveness, understanding, and acceptance, the angels ask that you be prepared for something even more transformative. There's a hidden truth within this person, a silent force that drives her to get closer to you even if she doesn't know exactly how to express it yet. Often she finds herself thinking, what if I just show up? What if I try, even if I'm scared? But soon after, negative thoughts invade her. What if she doesn't want to listen to me? What if it's too late? This conflict has been consuming her energy, making her live day after day on an emotional roller coaster, alternating between the deep desire to get closer and the paralyzing fear of not being accepted. The angels show that at this moment, this person is being tested in her ability to overcome her own emotional limits. The decision to break the silence is not just about speaking, but about allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to expose yourself, to open your heart, and to take the risk that true love always demands. The risk of not being reciprocated or of not being understood as you would like. Dear soul, the angels say that you are much stronger than you imagine. Your presence is so remarkable that even in silence, you have transformed this person's life. They think of you often, remember moments, relive conversations, miss the small gestures, the glances, the subtle touches, the security they felt just by knowing you existed. But there is something even deeper that the angels want you to know. This person realizes that by distancing themselves, they lost not only the chance to be by your side, but also lost a part of themselves. Because by silencing themselves, by distancing themselves, They suffocated a very true part of their own essence, the love they feel for you. And now, this love, which has been hidden for so long, begins to transform. It is no longer an impetuous and uncontrolled passion, but a more serene, more conscious, more mature feeling. The angels show that this process has been difficult for them. It is not easy to admit that the silence they chose as protection has become in fact a prison that prevents them from living fully. Therefore they are being guided, advised, gently led by the angels to make a decision. Either continue trapped in fear or choose the freedom to open up, to confess, to try again. And now, dear soul, the angels ask you to do something very simple, but very powerful. Take a deep breath and say out loud with all conviction, I am ready to receive the love that belongs to me. I'm open to what life wants to offer me. By doing this, you create a receptive energy, a magnetic field that facilitates the approach of this person and the definitive breaking of this silence that has bothered you so much, but which you now understand was a protection, a request for time, a healing process. The angels show that there is immense beauty in your ability to have waited until now, to have believed, to have kept your heart open even when doubt and sorrow wanted to close it. And know, the universe is recognizing your surrender, your patience, your generosity. Soon, very soon, this person will give a sign. It could be something simple like a comment on social media, a like on a photo, a brief message, or it could be something more direct, like an unexpected invitation to talk. But it will come. And when it happens, the angels ask that you do not react with pride or resistance, but with welcoming, with listening, with presence. Because that will be their most vulnerable moment, the instant when they finally break the silence that has protected them so much, but also hurt them so much. Dear soul, the angels show me that this moment will be a turning point for both of you. For them, it will be the opportunity to, for the first time, fully express what they feel, without fear, without barriers, with truth. For you, it will be the chance to realize how much you have grown, matured and strengthened during this entire process. This reunion, whatever it may be, face-to-face, virtual, through words or gestures, will not be like before. It will be deeper, more conscious, more true. And now the angels ask me to tell you something very important. Do not fear what is to come. Regardless of how this person approaches or what they say, you will be prepared. Because what is at stake here is not just the story between you, but your own evolution as a woman, as a human being, as a soul that loves, feels, and lives intensely. This silence that hurt you so much was in fact a disguised gift. It taught you to wait, to trust, to grow, and it prepared you to receive a more mature, more conscious, and more true love. Now, dear soul, the angels whisper, trust. What is about to happen will be better than you can imagine. But that's not all that. There's an even more powerful revelation, one that can completely transform your perception of this person and this story. Dear soul, now that you've understood the depth of this silence, now that you've felt the strength of this love that, even when silent, pulses and insists on living, the angels want to guide you to a new dimension of this story, the transformation that this situation is causing within you. Yes, this person is in the process of healing, learning to overcome their own fears, to break the silence, to come closer. But what about you? You are also being transformed by all of this. How many times, throughout this period, have you questioned your own capacity to love, your patience, your willingness to wait? How many nights have you wished for a quick answer, for the silence to be broken immediately? And yet, you chose to stay, even with all the doubts, trusting, believing, keeping the flame alive. The angels say this is courage, this is love. And not just any love, but a conscious, mature love, one that has learned to respect the other's time, that has understood that each person has their own pace to heal wounds and open up to love fully. This experience has taught you, and is still teaching you, to be more patient, more welcoming to yourself, to realize that you don't need to have all the answers now, that you don't need to force anything, that you don't need to rush. You've learned to let things happen in their own time, to trust that what is true always finds its way back. And that's why the angels show me that, at this moment, you are more prepared than ever to receive the love you deserve. You are no longer that woman who anguished over absence, who interpreted silence as rejection, who blamed herself for every distance, thinking she might have done something wrong. Today you understand that the other's silence is not your responsibility, that the fear they feel is not a reflection of your lack of worth, but of their story, their pains, their experiences. And this understanding, dear soul, has set you free. You have become stronger, more secure, more aware of your worth and your capacity to love and be loved. And now the angels ask you to make a very important move. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. This gesture, besides strengthening your spiritual connection, also helps spread light to other people who, like you, are going through processes of waiting, healing, and transformation. Now back to the message. The angels show that at this moment, the energy around you both is changing. There is a silent approach happening. Perhaps you haven't noticed yet, but this person is already looking for ways to reconnect, is looking for signs, is watching you, trying to find the gap, the opportunity, the ideal moment to break the silence. And you, with your new maturity, with your new attitude, are ready to welcome this approach, without excessive expectations, without pressure, but with love, with presence, with sincere availability to listen and understand. The angels show that when this moment comes, and it is very close, it will be a transformative encounter. This person will come different, more conscious, more vulnerable, more willing to open up and build something true by your side. And you, more mature, more whole, more secure, will know how to welcome this moment with the serenity and wisdom that only someone who has gone through the process you've been through can have. Dear soul, the angels show me that this situation, which has caused you so much suffering, was actually a great gift. She taught you to trust the invisible, to perceive the subtle signs of the universe, to understand that not everything needs to be said in words to be deeply felt. You learned that true love doesn't depend on constant physical presence, but strengthens in spiritual connection, in the tuning of souls, in respect for the other's time and process. And now you're ready to welcome this person with open arms should they choose to come closer, ready to move forward should they still not be able to completely break the silence, ready to be happy no matter what happens, because the greatest achievement has already been accomplished. You found yourself, strengthened yourself, transformed yourself. The angels say nothing will be the same again, and that's wonderful, because now you no longer depend on the validation of others to feel loved. You know who you are, you know what you deserve, you know what you want. And this confidence, this light that you emanate, is exactly what is attracting this person back. They feel your change. They realize that you're no longer the same, and this fascinates them, drives them, encourages them to finally break the silence and come closer. But that's not all. There's something even stronger and more surprising happening behind the scenes, something that the angels want you to know, and that can completely change the way you see this story. Dear soul, now that you're strengthened, aware of your evolution and open to receiving the love you deserve, the angels want to reveal something you might have never imagined. The silence of this person, which for so long was an enigma, is about to transform into the clearest of signs. Yes, what seemed indecipherable, which caused you so much doubt and anguish, is now heading towards an inevitable revelation. The angels show that this person is going through an irreversible process. They can no longer bear the distance, the silence, the absence of you in their life. Each day the weight of this silence becomes greater, more uncomfortable, more unbearable. And that's why, even if slowly, even if with fear, they're moving, they're seeking ways to come closer. They're gathering courage to finally say everything that has been kept for so long. The angels show me that in the coming days, you'll begin to notice even more evident signs of this, an unexpected message, a chance encounter, a longer look, a gesture of care. None of this will be casual. It will be the way this person has found to start breaking their own silence, to rehearse the approach, to say, even without words, that you continue to be important, that you never left their thoughts, that love, even in silence, has always existed and has always been true. Dear soul, the angels say you don't need to fear this moment. It won't be confusing nor painful. It will, in fact, be liberating. It will be the moment when you realize that all the waiting, all the patience, all the surrender was worth it. because true love always finds its way. And this love, which resisted time, fear, silence, is now about to blossom in a new way, more mature, more conscious. The angels ask that when this moment arrives, you just take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel. You don't need to have all the answers, nor know exactly what to do or say. Just be present with an open heart, with a soul willing to welcome, to listen, to understand. Because for this person, breaking the silence will be the greatest act of courage they've ever done. And for you, it will be the greatest gift that life could offer you. The angels show that when they come closer, they might not be able to immediately express everything they feel. They might come in a hesitant, shy, confused way, but don't be fooled. Behind every contained word, every seemingly small gesture, there is an immense, deep, true love that has been hidden for a long time, but can no longer be contained. And you, dear soul, will know how to recognize this love. Because it will vibrate not only in words, but in the gaze, in the energy, in the presence. It will be impossible not to feel. The angels show that this reunion, or this approach, will be marked by a very strong emotion, a mixture of relief, joy, longing, desire. It will be as if finally the souls could truly touch each other, without barriers, without masks, without fears. And at this moment you will realize that this whole process had a purpose, to prepare you both for this reunion, for this new chance, for this new love that, even being the same, will be lived in a completely different way. Now, matured, conscious, free from the ties that once prevented it from being fully lived. Dear soul, the angels want you to know that this is a very special moment, a moment of blessings, of rebirth, of healing, and that you are worthy of all this, of a true, sincere, committed love, of a relationship where there is no longer room for doubts, for fears, for silences that hurt, but only for a presence that welcomes, that loves, that respects, that chooses to be there every day, in a conscious and true way. The angels say that you are not alone in this process. They are by your side, guiding every step, protecting your heart, strengthening your faith, calming your soul. And they are also with this person, helping them break their own silence, overcome their own fear, approach you. Everything is being carefully prepared so that, when the right moment comes, everything flows with lightness, with naturalness, with truth. And now, dear soul, the angels ask you to close your eyes for a moment and visualize this reunion. See this person approaching with a sincere look, with a shy smile, with an open heart. Feel the emotion of this moment, the joy, the peace, the certainty that finally you can be in front of each other, no longer separated by silence, but united by love, by understanding, by the sincere desire to start over. And now take a deep breath and thank, because this moment is closer than you imagine, and when it happens you will be ready to live this love with all the intensity, with all the surrender, with all the joy it deserves. But that's not all. There is still a final lesson that the angels want to reveal to you, something that can forever change the way you live and understand relationships. Dear soul, now that you can visualize this reunion, feel the silent but powerful approach of this person, the angels want to lead you to an even broader understanding. This situation was not just about the love between you two, but about the awakening of your own ability to trust life, to surrender to what cannot be controlled, to believe in the invisible. For a long time you desired quick answers, clarity, certainties that could give you security, and yet what life offered you was silence. This silence, which at first caused you so much anguish, made you doubt, led you to question yourself. Today you understand. It was a master, a guide, an invitation to look within, to grow, to mature. The angels show that if this person had approached earlier, when they were still immature, scared, trapped in their own fears, perhaps they would not have been able to offer you the love you deserve. And perhaps you, still wrapped in insecurities, were not ready to welcome this love fully, freely, maturely. That's why the angels say clearly, everything happened exactly as it needed to happen. Every silence, every absence, every moment of doubt, of waiting, of longing, had a sacred purpose, to prepare you both for this moment of reunion, for this new cycle that now begins. And now, dear soul, the angels invite you to do something very simple, yet profoundly transformative. Embrace within yourself everything you have lived through until now. Every tear, every smile, every moment of waiting, every hope nurtured in silence. Nothing was in vain. Everything has brought you to this moment, where you can with an open and serene heart say, I am ready. I am open to the love that belongs to me. I trust in the timing of life. And as you say this, you free not only yourself, but also this person, who, feeling this energy of welcome, will feel even more encouraged to break the silence, to come closer, to confess everything that has been kept hidden for so long. The angels show that at this moment, there is an exchange of energies happening between you, even if you are not yet consciously aware of it. Every thought they have about you, every memory that invades them, every desire to come closer is like an invisible thread that connects them to you, that gently pulls them near, that leads them to the inevitable reunion. And you, with your serenity, with your loving disposition, with your new awareness, are creating the safe space for this to happen. Dear soul, the angels show that when this reunion happens, and it will happen, you will both look at each other and realize with deep clarity nothing has changed, and at the same time everything has changed. The love remains the same, the connection is still alive, but you both will be different, more mature, more aware, more prepared to live this love with responsibility, with surrender, with truth. And the angels say this is rare. Few people manage to go through this process of silence and waiting without losing themselves, without becoming bitter, without giving up. But you did. You chose to trust, chose to keep your heart open, chose to believe in love even when everything seemed to indicate the opposite. And now you are being rewarded. Dear soul, the angels ask you to celebrate this victory, to recognize your strength, your resilience, your ability to love and to wait with dignity. They say, you are an example of true love, of faith, of surrender, and it is exactly this light that you emanate that is guiding this person back to you. Now the angels show one last gesture you can make as an energetic seal, as a way to complete this cycle of preparation. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize this person standing before you with an open heart, with teary eyes, with a vulnerable soul. Look at them and mentally say, I welcome you, I forgive you, I am here if you want, if you are ready. This gesture creates a field of love so strong, so welcoming, that it dissolves the last barriers that may still exist between you. And now, dear soul, the angels ask you to trust. Everything that needed to be done has been done. Everything that needed to be understood has been understood. Now it is only a matter of time, and very little time, for this silence to be broken, for this person to come closer, for this love which never ceased to exist, to be lived with all the intensity it deserves. And when this happens, you will feel full, complete, happy, at peace, because you will know that it was not fear, nor haste, nor anxiety that guided this story, but love, patience, trust, surrender. And the angels say, this is the love that is worth it, the love that waits, that matures, that resists, that transforms. Now, dear soul, the angels ask you for one last gesture before the next and final part of this message. Place your hands over your heart and with a soft smile say, I trust. I am ready. I am worthy of true love. Take a deep breath, feeling this truth settle into every cell of your body. But that's not all. There's still an important conclusion, a final lesson that the angels want to offer you, something that will seal this message with a golden key. Dear soul, we've reached the final moment of this message, and the angels ask that you pay even more attention now, for what will be revealed can transform not only your relationship with this person, but your entire way of relating to love, time, and life. The angels say the greatest lesson you've learned from this experience wasn't about waiting for the other's words, nor about deciphering silences, nor even about being patient with their timing. The greatest lesson was realizing that the love you so sought, desired, and waited for has always been within you. Yes, dear soul, as contradictory as it may seem, this silence which initially hurt you so much served for you to discover your own capacity to love, to trust, to endure, to not give up. And above all, for you to learn that the most important love, the most true, the deepest, is the love you offer to yourself. The angels show that now you've become a different woman, more whole, more secure, more connected with your own essence. And it's precisely this new woman who is at this moment attracting a love at her level, a true reciprocal, mature love. Whether it will be with this person, the one you've dreamed so much about, or with another, the angels say it doesn't matter. What matters is that now you're ready to live a true love. No longer a love that depends on immediate responses, constant confirmations, empty words, but a love that is sustained by truth, presence, mutual trust, and that's what you deserve. Dear soul, the angels show that this person, the one who remained silent for so long, is now living their own process of transformation. They know they can't maintain this silence for much longer. They feel that if they don't speak, if they don't approach, they might lose you forever. And this thought scares them, paralyzes them, but also drives them. And therefore the angels say, trust. The movement that needs to happen will happen. At the right time, in the right way, with the necessary intensity and surrender. You don't need to do anything more except remain as you are, open, loving, trusting. And now the angels ask that you do a final visualization as a way to seal this entire message. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and visualize yourself walking through a flowery field under a blue sky with a gentle breeze caressing your face. In the distance, you see this person approaching with a sincere smile, with eyes full of truth. They stop in front of you, take your hands, and with a firm voice say, I'm here. I never stopped loving you. I just needed time to learn, to love truly. Feel the emotion of this moment, feel the peace it brings. And know, it's not far away, it's approaching, it's being prepared by the universe, by the angels, by everything that governs soul encounters. And you, dear soul, will be ready to receive it. Now the angels send the final sign. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I'm ready to live a true love with trust, surrender, and peace. Share your experiences in the comments. If you liked this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. With this phrase, the angels conclude the message, enveloping you with an aura of light, protection, and love. They whisper, that is, silently show, you deserve all the good that life has to offer. The love you so desire is already on its way. And so, dear soul, you can go in peace with a light heart, certain that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. The angels are by your side always. And so have I been honored to have been the channel for this profound and true message.